Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, and that is right, we are back for an all-new, unofficial 2019 NFL mock draft. Yes, we're still calling it unofficial because the draft order is not set yet, so it is still unofficial to me. With that said, let's look at the 2019 NFL mock draft. This is our second unofficial mock draft. The 49ers are still at number 1, and I still have them taking defensive end Nick Bosa out of Ohio State. Again, I'm beginning my evaluations now and expect to see some scouting reports out on this channel soon, by the way. Can't wait for those. Nick Bosa, for my money right now, is the best player in the 2019 NFL draft. I do believe the 49ers should take him. Ideally, there'd be some great cornerback here that they could take, or maybe some great linebacker. There isn't one. They have to take a defensive lineman to me, whether it be Bosa, Quinnen Williams, Josh Allen, or Clelin Ferrell, or even Ed Oliver. I don't care, but it has to be a defensive lineman. That is the shake. That is the deal. That is the hand that the 49ers have been dealt here. This is a draft in which you got to take a defensive lineman in the top 3. If you're not looking for a quarterback, you got to take a defensive lineman. I'm sorry, that's what we got. Unless if you really want to reach for Greedy Williams, who's very good, you got to take a defensive lineman, and the 49ers do that in Nick Bosa, and the Cardinals follow suit by taking defensive tackle Quinnen Williams. And again, the Cardinals would love to take a wide receiver. They'd love to take an offensive tackle, but you don't want to reach for Jonah Williams here to me. Jonah Williams to me is good. He is the best offensive lineman right now. Again, I'm still doing my evaluations, but you got to take Quinnen Williams over him, who, by the way, is right up there with Nick Bosa as being potentially the best player out of this 2019 NFL draft. You cannot pass on this talent, especially after taking Robert Nkemdiche, who continues to be a clown on and off the football field. Now, he's being quiet off the football field, but I still don't like whatever he's saying in terms of press conferences and interviews. This guy's still a clown to me. I don't like Robert Nkemdiche. I've never liked Robert Clown-Diche. Okay, so you can go ahead and take defensive tackle Quinnen Williams here and forget that Clown-Diche mistake and move on from him whenever his contract runs up in the very near future. Robert Clown-Diche. With that said, we still have the Raiders taking a defensive end, but how about this? Defensive end Josh Allen out of Kentucky. I'm hearing a lot of things about this guy. Again, I still haven't evaluated him yet, but I'm hearing that he may have the highest potential out of anyone in this class except for Nick Bosa, so look out here. And I do believe that ultimately we will see defensive ends go higher than defensive tackles just because of the inherent nature of the position. It is a position of which gets a lot of sacks, a position that gets a lot of love and lust, so for that I do believe we'll see a lot of defensive ends go at defensive tackle, so that's why I went Josh Allen over Ed Oliver here. But it wouldn't shock me if they decide to go with Ed Oliver first. The Raiders are in desperate need of sacks. They'll say it needs to get an edge guy to me before they went defensive tackle, so that's why I went Josh Allen over Ed Oliver. Atlanta Falcons, they take Ed Oliver. Atlanta Falcons, man, Jesus Christ, can you believe this? This is a team I had making the NFC Championship, being one of the last 4 teams standing in this 2018-19 NFL season, and here they sit at number 4 in the 2019 NFL Draft. And this is actually scary, people, because they still have talent on their roster. Make no doubt about it. I assessed the talent on their roster correctly, but they dealt with a lot of injuries early in the season. They fell down, they couldn't get up. So they're gonna end up with like an Ed Oliver or Josh Allen or a Clelin Ferrell or somebody, and then they could be right back to the playoffs next year and be a very, very dangerous team, especially with another year offensively with Steve Sarkisian, etc. If they keep him, which by the way, that is a question right now, but another year with him, maybe they get going. So next year the Falcons could be really scary. If we're looking at teams at the top of this draft that could make the leap next year, the Falcons is a team that you need to pinpoint, saying, whoa, if they get the right guy here, that would be very dangerous moving forward. Now the New York Jets taking off the tackle Jonah Williams out of Alabama at number 5. So here's a position where I feel like, okay, Jonah Williams can go now, and I feel comfortable with that. Let's talk quarterbacks, because I'll begin to evaluate quarterbacks on this channel. We all start with the quarterbacks. Let's start with Justin Herbert, the quarterback out of Oregon. Now, yes, I know the rumors are that he's staying at Oregon, but until I hear it from his mouth and his mouth alone, I ain't buying it. Even Jill Brandt of NFL.com, you know that old guy on Twitter, he's saying he ain't buying it, so I ain't buying it yet. Okay, Okay, if he stays, then okay, he'll be out of my mock draft. But right now, these are unofficial mock drafts. Let's go ahead and put his name in there. Might as well put my name in there, but I didn't feel like it today. Justin Herbert is still going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And how about this new addition, Dwayne Haskins in the first round? He's going number 10 to the New York Giants. Now, will the Giants actually take a quarterback? That is the discussion to me. Now, to me, they absolutely should. I mean, I know you got Saquon Barkley. He's looking good. Okay, fine. Okay, I was up and down on whether or not the Giants should have took a quarterback last year. I ultimately would have, though, because to me, you just never know if that quarterback will be there next year. But now they have the opportunity to get away with it by selecting a quarterback in this class, and hopefully this guy is better than Sam Darnold would have been, right? So potentially they could get away with this here. Even if he's not better than Sam Darnold, if he's a little worse, having a quarterback a little worse than Sam Darnold and having Saquon Barkley as well, that is better than the situation having Sam Darnold and no one else. So the Giants could really get away with this one here. But they have to select a quarterback. To me, Eli Manning, he hasn't had the worst season, but come on, he's done in terms of being an impactful quarterback, a quarterback that can transcend your team. The guy has Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley, and right now, he's like 5-8 right now, maybe 4-8. I don't know what the hell the Giants are, 5-8 right now. Not a chance to make the playoffs, and that's a lot on him. The defense hasn't been great, the offensive line hasn't been great, but he hasn't been great either. He has not been elevating the talent around him. I haven't seen it this season from Eli Manning. You gotta take your quarterback of the future. You could take Dwayne Haskins, let Haskins sit his ass on the bench, okay, then come in and do what Lamar Jackson is doing for the Baltimore Ravens. Except, I like Dwayne Haskins more than Lamar Jackson, I think. Again, I stopped the value, but right now, just in terms of what I've seen, in terms of watching Ohio State games, I like Haskins. That's a better plan to me. If you go in with Eli Manning, again, you will not make the playoffs again. If you're the New York Giants, do not make the mistake of taking an defensive end or a linebacker here. The only thing that's going to push you to the playoffs next season is a QB. You take a QB, to me, if you're the New York Giants, and the last quarterback I had being taken, the Washington Redskins in quarterback Drew Lock out of Missouri. Now here's the situation here. This is interesting. I'm not completely sold that the Redskins are going to do this or select any quarterback at all. A lot of people are. They still have, I think, 3 years left on Alex Smith's deal, and they can't get out of it. Okay, I think if they cut him next year, it's like $40 million of dead cap just for that year alone. Like, you just can't afford that, right? But he's likely to miss all of next season, so they have to do something. Okay, and for God's sake, they can't start Mark Sanchez or Colt McCoy. Like, they just can't do it. Colt McCoy can't stay healthy to save his life. When he's on the field, he's okay, but he just can't stay healthy. Will they take a quarterback in round 1? I think they should, because even when Alex Smith comes back, you don't want 2 more years of Alex Smith at what will be, I think, when he's 36, 37 years old. I don't think you want that. I think you move on now. I'm not sure they'll do it. I mocked it this time. And Dolphins fans, I had a lot of Dolphins fans tell me in the last video, why didn't I have the Dolphins selecting a quarterback? Because they're not going to. I mean, I am absolutely convinced they're not selecting quarterback. You see Ryan Tannehill coming back. Ryan Tannehill is coming back right now, and he's winning games. He's winning games for the Miami Dolphins. He's actually having his best statistical year yet. The problem is he was injured for like half the year, but he's having his best year yet. I don't think there's a chance in hell they select a quarterback, especially in the first round, maybe later on. But even that I question. I think they're sticking with Ryan Tannehill, period. I don't want to hear about the Dolphins taking a quarterback right now. If I see some rumors pop up, then maybe I'll start to buy into those. But just Dolphins fans, I know y'all want a new quarterback, but dude, we don't have a Blake Bortles situation here. He's playing well, he's winning games, and until he stops doing that, the Dolphins are going to keep him. Just like the Jaguars kept Blake Bortles and didn't draft a quarterback other than Blake Bortles until he started losing and stinking. When Tannehill does that, we'll talk. Until then, we ain't talking. With that said, we're going to end my 2019 NFL Mock Draft 2.0 video here with your thoughts on my second unofficial mock draft. Comment down below, I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.